You have once again entered the world of survival, or what's this puddle on my foot? Oh, that was Sealy.
Wait, no.
No!
She left.
No!
The P-Virus was a failure. I have failed as an umbrella. Wait, did I just say that out loud? Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Deadly Silence.
Look, if any of us are an Umbrella employee, it's going to be Steve with his eerily, let's be fair, Wesker hired him as a voiceover artist every now and then.
What?
So what you're telling us here is Hype is Wesker's stunt double?
Sure.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, I feel like Wesker would be the type to have, like, a stunt double just so he can, like, get out of things.
No, Jill, you can't light up the fireplace with a key. You need the lighter.
Yeah. So we do that, and it reveals a map.
Hooray! I mean, you don't need to do this if you don't want to, but you know, it's always helpful to have the map on hand.
Yeah.
I would make a joke about Knives Out, but that would spoil something, so all I'm going to say is reference to Knives Out here.
Duly noted.
You guys need to watch that movie, Jesus.
So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, it's just going to be the four of us schmucks right now, though.
God
I'll make
damn it.
sure to perfect my...
I'll be right back.
Jesus Christ!
I thought that was from the game.
Oh, wow, I hate music!
I'm sure that'll be fine. So.
Apparently he's that disgusted that we haven't seen this precious movie.
Although it's funny you also bring that up, because just as Matt left to go take care of that awful noise, we've just run into another Bravo team member.
Richard!
What happened?
I'm dead. Not quite, but he's getting there.
This house is dangerous.
Yeah, no shit.
Terrible demons. Ouch.
Also,
Ow.
may I just say, this poor bastard here deserves an award for the most hokey acting in this entire game.
And
Which is
also
saying something.
poisonous.
I would say at the same time, for being able to, like, take a giant snake bite, which I'm going to have to deal with that later,
Serum.
with the fact that he was able to take a snake bite and is still talking this calmly, like, props to him.
Problem.
I'll say.
I'll go and get it.
I'm back.
Welcome back, Matt.
And darn it, I'm missing this man's beautiful performance. By
Yeah,
the
too
way,
late. He's gone.
a lot of people go like, man, this is just a simple one-to-one from the PS1 onto the DS. If you look, there are actually different slight model and texture changes to make it look better, in my opinion.
I will also say real quick, for the sake of recording this, I used a DS emulator called Melon DS, and it does have the ability to let you use like higher quality, like it allows you to pretty up the graphics basically.
Never mind then.
Serum.
Although to be fair, some of the texture work is a little better.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because like,
Now.
see this model in the original, he looked
Jill,
more like
Here's my radio.
blocks, just
You should
blocks.
keep it.
Huh.
I'm.
Oh,
No.
Unfortunately, we gave him the serum way too late.
Jill. Be careful.
Now, for those wondering why we couldn't just, ignore him,
Well, if he's not gonna use it, I might as well take it back.
yeah, can we? Or fine.
Yeah, actually,
I feel like Jill would just be all, I can't go leaving Richard like this, so that's why you gotta go get the serum, take it to him,
Richard
and
is
only to
dead.
realize he's dead.
Damn.
yeah, unfortunately, this is one scene in the game where, no matter what, you're just going to get there late. No matter what.
In Chris's scenario, he's just dead front and center.
Oop.
Not in the mood. Also, whoa, did that guy have acid?
Yeah, some of the zombies do have, acid barf.
Yeah.
Ah.
Oddly enough, not so much in the remake. I don't, like, they don't really appear that much in the remake, but that's probably because the remake replaces them with Crimson Heads.
Ooh, something shiny there.
Well, I mean, the zombies are always still there, but that's just, that's the remake was where they gave us the next step above zombiehood. Which, good luck with that, Logan.
Yeah, good luck, Logan. Especially since you're playing on Chris's mode, the hard difficulty.
Yeah, and whose fault is that?
Shut up.
Yeah,
I mean, hey, to be fair, I do think they did balance out the characters a little better in remake than they did in the original. In the original, it's pretty fucking obvious that Jill was meant to be the beginner character, whereas Chris is meant for the experts. In the remake, they do just enough to make it so that both characters have their advantages and their weaknesses.
Yeah, I mean, for one, the advantage of Jill is the fact that,
she's the master of unlocking.
not only that, but also the fact that she has enough pockets to carry 8 things. However, Chris's abuse of steroids has made his muscles so big that some of his pockets have been rendered useless, so he can carry only 6 items.
Right, like he can't actually fit it in.
That being said, though, in Jill's case, that's not going to mean an awful lot considering the one particular gimmick the remake has. But that's a topic for another time. Now we got a giant snake to deal with.
Oh, there it is.
Oh boy,
Rawr.
he's a big one, isn't he?
So what do we do?
Aw, he's adorable! I used to have
Oh.
pet snakes.
Oh, use flame rounds on him. Okay.
Flame rounds, shotguns are the best things to take him out. And I mean, honestly, if you know what you're doing, you can easily just ignore this guy and grab the little trinket that appeared just as he came into the scene.
What does pink do?
Actually, believe it or not, all of the bosses in this game, you can actually just kind
Oh,
of...
poisoned.
Yeah. All the bosses in the game, you just... God, I can't talk. You can actually ignore them, for the most part, with the exception of the final boss.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go back.
That being said, Yawn makes his exit, and I'm just like, Edge, stay out!
Yeah.
Also, if anybody was going to talk about how, you know, I feel like Steve was going to say, didn't you make that joke about the biceps in the first episode? Au contraire, that was in the first take that we fucked up.
I could have sworn that you brought it back for the retake.
No, I didn't.
Well, whatever the case, we've acknowledged it now, and yes, Jill got poisoned in the fight. And because of that, our game time is extended by at least a minute.
Ooh.
Am I poisoned? Give me the serum.
That would help, yeah.
But Richard didn't even take the serum.
Oh!
Oops.
Ruh-roh.
This probably would have been rectified if you just kept the serum.
Is that the polygonal finger?
Real talk, in that instance, I was tempted to add in a fart sound effect just because of how close his ass is to the screen.
No, stop. So that was, I'm assuming that was Chris.
That's Barry.
It was either Barry or Wesker.
In the remake, I believe it's more openly, like, shown that it is Barry. But one thing I will say, or was it... Honestly, now that I think about it, I can't remember. It's been a long time.
I mean, I guess it depends on who wears those kinds of pants. But with that said, for Jill's sake, her savior of the day just takes her back to where we originally got the serum, and well, we can just go on our merry way. If we were in the Chris scenario, this is where Rebecca would have to play heroine for a bit and come to this exact room, grab the serum, and give it to Chris.
Gotcha.
Because don't expect her to go lugging Chris's freaking toned body all the way over here.
Dragging us around.
Man, that just gives me this mental image of like Rebecca running down the halls, holding Chris over her head, being all like, "Emergency! Emergency!"
All right. So with that said, we've applied all 4 medallions to this here whatchamacallit, and we now have access to we can at least say goodbye to the mansion for a little bit.
Okay.
Because we're heading out to the backyard.
From what I remember in the remake after poisoning, we are taken to a shed, or to a shack, I believe, and that's where we meet one of the additions in the remake, Lisa Trevor. We'll get to her in the remake.
Okay.
Basically, Logan, imagine her as proto-Nemesis.
Ah, alright.
Gotcha.
Even though she came out after Nemesis, but that's a topic for another time.
Chronologically, she's proto-Nemesis.
So yeah, hold on to that crank, because you're going to need it in just a moment. But first... Uh-oh. Who's there?
Be very, very quiet.
I'm hunting zombie dogs. Jeez. And they come noticing that Jill was about to take their weed stash.
Ow.
Yeah, honestly, not going to lie, these dogs are the most annoying thing in this game. Like, these 2 dogs in this one location.
Also, that little dingly you just heard me is a cue for you to turn on the radio. Because, remember that Stars pilot that fled on us?
Yeah.
Well, he's still out there.
Oh.
Brad, this is Jill.
So maybe we can get evac. Anyway, back to you, Hype.
I'm gonna abort anyway because I feel like I would have gone the date wrong anyway.
Oh.
Say it. Say it!
Okay, I was gonna say these dogs take March 4th too seriously.
Brad.
Da-da-da.
Eh.
And yeah, I know that's not the right day in the slightest. That's why I was choosing to abort the joke.
It's
Yeah,
alright.
I think what you were looking for was April 20th.
Okay, that was close.
But with that said, yeah, while we're still here, and it looks like Jill could probably use them at the moment, I'm going to go ahead and grab me some green herbs and go ahead and use them right now. I believe we actually skipped over something earlier that I picked up called the Botany Book, which tells you about what the herbs do. Basically, they're your healing items, and what you want to do is that sometimes you'll come across red herbs, which if you combine them with the green herbs, become a super herb, which gives you a full heal.
Okay.
Or if you, in a couple games, when you combine it with the blue herb, which will be helping with poison, you basically become not invincible, but super powered for a little bit.
So, like, okay, so just a strong defense buff.
Yes, very strong
Okay.
defense.
And for those wondering why these poor schmucks, despite getting bitten all the time by zombies, aren't immediately going to zombification, you could make an argument it's because of the herbs.
Yeah?
I mean, do we ever learn where the herbs came from?
Nope.
Mm-mm. It's just natural resources that you use for the sake of healing yourself.
Basically, we can just assume that Umbrella experimented with more than just fauna. And they did flora as well. Because, to be fair, we did go into that room with the giant weed monster.
Yeah. I mean, there's that, and there's also the fact of there was also this one what am I trying to say? There was also this one thing from like in Resident Evil 7 in Resident Evil 7 it almost was like they were going to like explore it with like that weird goop stuff. Like it seemed to be almost like either created from or processed from similar.
Oh, you mean the mold?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So and by the way, don't be fooled. This is not a one-use item.
That's fair. I mean, this will allow us to at least access that bridge before doing it again later.
Yeah. Just make sure not to forget about this thing by the end of the game, because you're gonna need it again.
Alrighty.
Because now the water's running down the opposite side.
Matt, so out of I don't know if we already asked you, Matt, out of the original trilogy, which was your favorite?
I was going to immediately say...
You, the snakes!
Oh yeah, the fucking
Oh
snakes.
jeez, that's
Oh,
I like to with what James said, I'd like to imagine like, yeah, where are they coming from? Like just as a guy with a catapult going, now. Just throwing
Okay,
stuff.
that's
So it's the Frenchman from My Python.
Yeah. Kill him. Throw him. Anyway, continue with
And do be warned, because if those snakes bite you, you do get poisoned. In which case, you're going to have to rely upon the healing powers of a
something in the
blue herb.
corner.
Which are
Yeah, we're
very
not
limited
sure.
in this game.
Alright, you got this. Anyway, back to you,
But yeah,
back to you, Matt, with the trilogy.
You know, I immediately was going to say 2. But now that I think about it, like, all 3 games have their merits, and 2 is great, don't get me wrong, but now that I think about it, I think Resident Evil 1. I think the first one, because basically, it's the introduction to the franchise, and 2, just the Spencer man... Don't get me wrong, I love the streets of Raccoon City, I love the police station, don't get me wrong, but the Spencer Mansion... Spencer Mansion. I'm so tired. The Spencer Mansion...
Yeah. We
The
got it.
Spencer
Oh,
Mansion
great.
is so iconic that, like, I can't help but love it. So yeah, I want to say the first game. Also, reload, goddammit!
Well, he's waiting. For now, we're trying to find the next... Oh, whoa, a lot of herbs. And doggies.
Gotta spend them all in one place. Oh, hello. I almost forgot his brother was here.
They travel
Oh,
in
jeez.
pairs.
Careful now.
They like
that's why
me.
you
They
reload.
really like me.
And Matt's like, yes, that's why you reload. Oh, jeez, we may die here. Oh,
Looks like the
lordy.
dog catcher. Looks like the dog catcher took
Nice.
the day off.
Okay. Oh, no one's still alive. Alright. Now,
Now they are dead herb.
well, let's use that, and bam.
And yeah,
full
and
heal.
yeah, do note that Jill can't take hits as well as Chris can.
Right.
Also, red herbs and green herb. So if you combine the red and green herb, they are a full heal.
It is also possible to combine 2 green herbs, but they don't give you the full properties. If you want full properties, you got to combine 3 green herbs.
3. Okay, and then I didn't know you could combine like 2. I didn't know. Okay, because I know in later games like 5, you can only really combine them once, and then that's it. But I didn't know you could like do multiple combines. So I guess following that logic, then what is a red herb? Like, what is the red herb? Like, if you combine a red herb with a red herb, what do you get?
It is.
That's right. You were just talking about the buff earlier. Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's like green herb is the healing, blue herb is poison healing, red herb is an enhancement, and then in some later games, yellow herb is a permanent like health upgrade.
Gotcha.
Call it my Green Beret intuition, but I do believe I might need this for something.
Well, let's see what happens when this camera turns around. There we go.
But no, the one thing, so about the red herb and all that, when we get to Resident Evil 4, if every one of you people watching goes like, why aren't you immediately using the yellow herb? Combine it with the red herb to get the full properties of that heal.
There we go.
Yep, I will keep that in mind.
And thus that statue's role has been fulfilled.
Now make sure, James, that you got that right over the grading this time. Otherwise, as opposed to all those other.
Trust me on this. That thing is not quite as strict as that gas room I was in earlier. Because if you were at any point to run over that hole, a random plant-like tentacle will come in and whip the port. Actually, no, it won't whip the character. It'll actually strangle him.
Oh, jeez.
Actually, but that vent we were joking about, was it as strict in the original as it is in this DS port?
I believe so.
Honestly, it's weird though because okay, I'm just gonna go right straight into the technicals, folks. This recording was the one time where that gas room puzzle actually did fuck with me.
No worries.
Every other time I was able to get it more or less on my first try.
Because recording curse exists.
By the way, Jill's about to pull what I like to call a James Sunderland moment.
Oh no. We pulled out the plug in the bathtub to reveal.
A dirty bathtub.
Oh.
And a key.
Also a James Sunderland moment?
Yeah, she had to have stuck her hand in that murky water just to unplug it.
Oh, geez. For some reason, when you said James Sunderland moment, I was expecting like a Silent Hill, like there was going to be a body in the bathtub, and then it just would have taken Jill that long to react, like... and then that's it. That's Resident Evil acting.
Which would have fit the original Resident Evil, I will grant you that.
True.
Anyway, you may be wondering why I ignored that red book there. Well, first of all, my pockets are full. And secondly, it's probably about time I emptied them here.
Oh, and cool. First aid spray right off the bat.
Yep.
So, I guess since we've been talking about some of our history with it, Matt, you mentioned the first one. Like, what was your first exposure to Resident Evil like?
Believe it or not, so it was I knew about the movie franchise first. But I never really watched them. I only heard of them. I didn't really get into them. But then, it was later down the line that I learned that it was a video game series, believe it or not, from Resident Evil 5. Yes, it was by the 5th game in the franchise that I learned about Resident Evil proper.
So at that point, did you ever go, what order did you, play them in?
So I played 5 first, and I personally love 5. I even, it's not just because of nostalgia purposes, I just think it is a great game. However, only my friend, I never really beat it when it initially came out on Xbox 360, because, I'm going to say it again, that game is practically fucking unbeatable unless you have a co-op partner.
Either that or if you're really good at the game.
Yeah, no, but because the only time I was ever really able to beat the game was with Logan here recently when I replayed it, and the first time I was able to beat it was a few years back with Heather. But yeah, no, it's fun. I love that game. But
the heck? Oh, we have ourselves a Scooby-Doo moment to trigger.
Pretty much, yeah. Honestly, when you think about it, Resident Evil 1 very much feels like a Scooby-Doo for adults.
I would love if somebody
honestly,
modded
no.
the original of the... Go ahead.
Honestly, no. I'm sorry. I know everybody will say that. In my opinion, Resident Evil 1 is Luigi's Mansion for adults.
Maybe?
I mean, yeah, very much so. Kind of like in the same vein that Rock and Rule was an adulterated Goofy movie.
Yeah.
I have a suspicious feeling Matt doesn't like this room.
Sorry.
I'm sorry,
Ooh.
could you repeat that? I couldn't hear you.
I was just saying, I have a suspicious feeling Matt doesn't like this room. 6 ball. And then I was gonna say, hi. Do you think somebody could mod the original Resident Evil and replace character models with Night of 100 Frights Scooby-Doo and have Scooby-Doo be Barry?
I feel like it's certainly possible.
You're
I don't
almost
think
a
would,
Reagan
like-
sandwich!
No.
Oh,
Let's
God.
be real here. If you're gonna make any sort of changes like that to Resident Evil, Scooby needs to be Jill Valentine. Shaggy needs to be Barry Burton.
Yeah.
Like Zoink Scoop, you were almost a Scooby sandwich!
He would say that. You joke about that. He would. That would be a line from a movie. I am convinced that is already a line in a
Like,
movie
look,
somewhere.
Scoob, it's a weapon. It's really powerful. Like, especially against living things.
Like I figured you, the master of unlocking, could use
Yeah,
this.
It would work. It would work in a really dumb way. And
Yeah,
just imagine Scooby walking on his hind legs carrying the shotgun.
So anyway,
Sorry.
somebody make fan art of that. Bella,
No.
make fan art of that.
Maybe.
mean,
I don't know. Don't.
I'm
yeah.
not going to force you. Don't worry. But no.
Right.
So to go back to the earlier question, 5 was the first game I did play in the series, but then I kind of went back and I decided to play. So I discovered Deadly Silence, and this is actually my first exposure to the first Resident Evil game.
Ooh.
So
Okay.
yeah.
Really?
So I did play this, and I actually really liked it. Then I played the remake. I thought that was much better. Then I played 2, 4. So I'm just telling you the order they went in. Eventually, I did play all of the games, and I love all of them, with the exception of 6. But I will say,
Ooh,
hands down,
this puzzle they let you use the touchscreen.
Oh.
Yep. And you may have noticed those numbers I saw while observing that pool table earlier. That's the combination you need to input for this room, which is also where we will be making the ever popular V-Jolt drink.
Ah.
And it all revolves around mathematics.
Yeah, just to let you guys know, this is considered by many to be the worst puzzle in the entire franchise of Resident Evil. It's okay. If you know basic math, you know the puzzle.
And then Jill's like, why the hell am I doing this? Why the heck do I need to worry about math right now? I need to find Chris.
Oh, I thought I thought you were leading that sentence up with, why do I have to? Why am I the one doing this? And then Barry just comes in like, yeah, what's up? It's like, do this math. It's like, okay.
I know.
Not all right. You know, Jill. God damn it! I don't even know where I was going with that. Never mind. Joking.
It's
No
fine.
matter. We rely on Barry too
Let's
much.
go grab this key from this inconspicuous place where there's a hive filled with hornets.
Oh, that's what that is. I thought it was an enslaved frog.
Run. Okay.
Then just leave this way, and you'll never have to worry about them ever again.
Yay! But no.
You can't lock hornets outside of a door. They're too smart. They jiggle the key under the handle.
Yeah,
and
it's
push
like
it down.
you may have found us, but you'll never get out of here. I beg to differ. For you see, me and the other hornets have constructed a crude flotation
suspension
device on our way
bridge.
to Venezuela, wherein I shall lay low and take on the persona of Mr. Hodgepodge and do odd jobs. But perhaps I've said too much.
But no.
I still love that scene.
But yeah. Still. I'm going. But yeah. I will say though. Again, I love the series. My favorite is hands down still Resident Evil 7.
Nice.
Because that's the best return to form for the series. But first game I absolutely love, especially the remake. The second remake I am not finished playing, but I still love it. I am trapped in a safe room with Mr. X literally standing out fucking side, waiting for me. But yeah, so yeah.
Real quick, Matt. So now that we've come to this room, we've learned of another experiment that these dumbasses have been playing God with. Plan 42.
Oh, the way it behaves is not to determine what kind of planet it was originally. Huh.
long story short, they basically experiment with the same virus that infected everyone and turned them into zombies, and now this random plant just suddenly became monstrous as a result.
By the way, I just realized with this series, James, don't get me wrong, you're doing fine, I guess, but you are really fucking bad when it comes to reloading.
No, it's just because you're action focused.
I mean,
out now.
you know what? It's partly just because, well, in this, I mean, I don't know if it's the case with all the games, but technically, once you run out of bullets, you can just reload after the fact.
Yeah, but
And it never occurs to me to just do it straight from the pause screen.
yeah, but another thing is just the fact that, you know, once you reload, like, the best time to reload the gun is in between the combat, not during the combat. We saw what happened with the dogs.
Yeah.
Well, you're saying this to someone who still managed to beat this game legitimately 7 game overs later.
Now, is this a game? Because I have seen some horror games do this, where it's like when you reload, are you reloading but when you're reloading, if say you have a clip, where am I even going with this sentence? So sometimes in a horror game you'll have a clip of ammo, but it punishes you where, like, if you reload before you've emptied out the entire first clip, then it's assumed your character just was like, cool, and just drops it on the floor even if it had like 6 rounds still in it, just to fully replace it.
So what you're saying is Reaper from Overwatch syndrome. Got it.
I think.
Well, whatever the case, this game. No, if you end up, you know, getting attacked while you're in the middle of reloading your clip, you should still have whatever bullets you were trying to put in your gun.
All right.
Yeah. On that note, folks, you may be wondering what's below the guardhouse. It's actually something pretty stupid.
Well.
Until next time, guys.
Let's see.
Da 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 da.